What's up guys, it's your boy Official back with another video, and today we are in the desert of Arizona, and we're gonna be fishing one of the best fishing lakes in America, hands down. Hopefully that name doesn't blow up in our face and we don't end up catching nothing, but this lake is incredible. I've never been here before. I've never been to this state before, and this state is Arizona. Lake Havasu is actually the Colorado River that's dammed up, and it's a natural boundary between California and Arizona. It starts in Colorado and comes down this way. We just got to the hotel and I'm checking out fishing spots down here, so enjoy this walk with me and we're gonna try to catch something in this beautiful sunny desert weather. Here's what the lake looks like. Got tons of palm trees, tons of calico, I guess, stucco looking houses down here. Very popular boating lake, very popular swimming lake. I don't know if you guys can really tell, but this water is absolutely beautiful, so hopefully I can get a bunch of underwater shots for you guys and underwater footage after I'm fishing or during. We got hills in the background too, mountains. Not really sure what they're called, but they look pretty cool. As you guys can see, very rocky lake, but it's also very sandy too. The water's bluish green. It's like that perfect Hawaiian color water. Doesn't feel terribly cold. We're gonna see if it's any good for fishing though. All right, one of the rods we have with me today is my standard Optics 30. That's the reel anyway. The rod is a Daiwa, but you'll see me using this a lot for trout, salmon, and steelhead. And I decided to put it in a rod tube and bring it with me. We got the Gold Panther Martin tied on right here. We're gonna take my first cast in Arizona. Right now what I'm using is a trout lure. I might be able to catch other species on it, but I do have a handful of trout lures with me, and I also brought a small bag of bass stuff. There's huge catfish in this lake, huge bass. They say people catching 5 to 10 pounders isn't uncommon, and people will catch double digits every once in a while. This is kind of new to me because I've never fished in the desert before, so this is something that's totally out of my element, but I'm really digging it right now. It's a different kind of beauty here. I didn't expect for this river to be this clean, but I'm sure this is where a lot of Arizonans and probably Californians get their water. It's probably in the 90s, I'm sure, but it's really not that bad standing in this water. It feels good. We're gonna be moving spots a little bit. I'm gonna go over to this side a little bit more. It looks like prime bass territory. We didn't even have a single bite over here, which I'm not sure if we were just using the wrong lure or it's just wrong time of day, or you know, we didn't do something right, but I'm gonna get to show you guys more of this lake and more cool things that probably everyone watching this video, including myself, has never seen before. So hopefully you guys enjoy that, even if I don't catch any fish. You guys check this out. This looks absolutely dope right here, guys. Boom, look at that. Little marina action. Not sure if you can actually fish on these boat ramps, which is why I walked over this hill and I'm just fishing on the little side of this hill. But there's gotta be big fish stacked up in here. We're gonna try this for a few casts, and if we don't get anything, we're gonna probably switch presentations or go down that way to one of the arms of the lake. There's actually a lake over there, or an arm of the lake, that looks really good for big bass, but it's gonna be a long walk, and in this desert heat, I don't actually have any water with me. It's all in the hotel. We're gonna try to make what we can of this. All right guys, I've actually seen various fishing stuff down on this beach. Little swivel right here and some other things. So obviously people have been fishing here. Whether it's good or not, I don't know, but that's a good sign. First cast, guys. We'll see how it goes. I think crankbaits might be the deal, guys. That scared the crap out of me, guys. I went to go set my bag down and a huge jackrabbit just darted out and just ran freaking fast. You guys, I just saw a huge bass. I tried to catch him. He went that way. That was probably a 4-pounder. Funny story, I saw like a 2 or 3 pound bass, and I was trying to cast this lure out really quickly to get him, and it flew off the swivel, so I had to swim like 20 feet out there to get it, and I scared the bass away. There was a couple of them that were decent size. We're gonna throw this guy around for a little bit, hopefully not lose it. All right guys, we got tired of not catching fish, so we switched to a Texas rig craw. The action looks pretty good on this thing. Saw some big bass, so I'm gonna take a few casts here, and if we don't get anything, I'm gonna try to go sight fish some ones over by that bush. All right, there's a big bass right here. I'm gonna see if I can sight fish him. We moved over and found a bunch of 2 or 3 pounders. Then right when I was about to go down there and catch them, a boat came up to them and scared them away. I think these fish are just so into spawning mode that they're not really hungry. Probably gonna try a soft plastic worm, and if that doesn't work, then I don't really know what to do at that point. There's like a 4-pound bass right there, guys. That was a big bass. He got spooked. This is driving me absolutely nuts. These fish are huge. Oh my gosh, that is a big fish. Might be the same fish. Ah, he got spooked so hard. I don't know why they just don't want to eat. Since we couldn't get any fish to bite down here, I'm actually going to be unboxing the mystery tackle box for the month of April. I brought it with me, and I told myself I was going to unbox it down at the shoreline, and I forgot. My camera's almost dead, so that huge bass right there is making me mad. It's like a 4 or 5 pound bass that just spooks every time I throw something. Ooh, what's this? We got the blooper. It's the Guggen Squad. It says the cup mouth, feathered rear treble, glaring eye, and ribbed rumble strips on the underbelly combine to form a vicious topwater bait with a uniquely enticing blooping sound. Cast the blooper tight to cover for a slower, more subtle topwater presentation and prepare for a blow up. Might have to use some of these baits. So this blooper is, as I was saying before I switched the battery, this blooper is a topwater bait. It's almost like a whopper plopper. I've never heard of this brand. I mean, I've heard of the brand. I've never heard of this style of lure. So it must have just came out, but that's what she looks like right there. We're gonna grab the next thing out. Okay, what is this? Bump cap, round ball, shaky head jigs. Those are really good for like slim shake worms, other things like that. It's just a jig head with a spring on it. Ooh, what's this? All right, this is Excite Baits. This is a reflex swim jig. Our unique concave head design along with 3D eyes and advanced trailer keeper makes these jigs the most advanced on the market. Each jig features an extremely sharp, high quality strong hook. The concave head keeps the nose from digging down into grass, keeping the reflex swim jig in the target zone longer. Put an Excite Baits product in front of your next trophy and hold on tight. Almost looks like a spinner bait and a jig combined, which essentially is what it looks like it is. We got a couple more things in here. We got the Cabin Creek Bait Company. I've never heard of this. These guys kind of look like bandito bug sort of things. They've only been around since 1984. But here you can see on the back, they've got kind of rainbow sparkles in them, and they're kind of a pumpkin color. So that's pretty cool. Ooh, plasma tail. This is enhanced with bioscent. So these are basically huge worms, as you can see. 2-color plasma tip to attract finicky fish, which would actually be perfect for right now. I might have to use these. 3 places to look for bass around the spawn. As you can see right now, well, you guys probably can't see, but they're making beds right now, these bass here at Havasu. After the spawn, some fish hang in the shallows guarding the new offspring known as fry, while others move back out to deeper waters before transitioning to summer patterns. That's probably where we're at right now, is post-spawn maybe. We might have just missed it because these fish, they don't want to bite on anything. Here's a sticker we got from Catch Company, which is again the company that sells mystery tackle boxes. Fish with headphones on jumping out of the water. Here's the thing about how to fish the Guggen Squad blooper. That's pretty much it. We couldn't even get a single bite. All the fish were just so finicky, and I think that's because they're just so protective this time of year. It might be post-spawn here, I'm not sure. Trying to see if you guys, I can't even see. There was a 4 or 5 pound bass over there, and the thing would just spook every time I would cast, even 15-20 feet from it. So we're gonna head back to the hotel, maybe clean ourselves up a little bit, get a bite to eat, get something to drink because it's hella warm down. Ooh, big bass, big bass. There's 2 big bass. Might be paired up. The male's probably a 2 and the female's probably a 3. Yeah, he's not gonna eat it. These fish are just, whoa. You guys, that just flew back and stuck me right in the pants. That was close. There's another one. I can't seem to leave this place even though I'm not catching anything. All right, I gotta walk back before I get too much into this again. All right guys, there's a decent sized bass right here, probably about 1.5 pounds. Dang it, he didn't want it. I don't know how much of that you guys could see, but that was dirty. The Sang has beautiful, beautiful action. It's actually one of the best, probably if not the best swim bait out there. I've been throwing this for a long time and have not even got, they will not even look at it hungrily. They just pass it up. See, watch. Oh, about a foot to the right of him and he was not even interested. You guys, there's a jackrabbit that just ran out in front of me again. Hey, Bugs. Where's Daffy? Alright guys, it's day number 2. We got skunked yesterday, but we're at a new spot for today. There's a fishing pier down where I'm at now, and we're on a little arm of the river right here. I saw one fish swimming by. It looks like it was a bluegill, but we're gonna see if we can't find any big bass right here. Definitely looks promising. Alright guys, we're gonna start with the swim bait that we tried a lot yesterday. Didn't get any results on. This guy right here. One of the best swim baits in the market, by the way. We weren't gonna stay another night, but then we decided to, kind of last minute. We switched rooms. Hope you guys can see the action of this swim bait because it's dirty. So I think we're gonna try to do something differently than we did yesterday, but at the same time, we want to retry the stuff just because we're in a different spot. This spot is not as heavily trafficked as the other one, meaning the fish could be more active. We just had a bite finally. I switched over to a weightless Texas rig, Gary Yamamoto watermelon worm, and on the drop I just felt a big hit. I had my heart pumping. I could tell I was getting a bite. It was a decent fish, and then I tried to set the hook and guess he didn't have it all the way. At least we know we might be finally doing something right. If you can't catch any fish, do what I just did. Pick up stuff off the bottom of the lake that locals and other people have used. This little swim bait I found, I might throw that on. I actually found 2 jigs back there as well. There's a big bass right there, guys. He's guarding some fry, so I'm gonna try to see if I can get him. All right, guys, we switched to the jig that we found. There's a guy across there that just hooked into one with a jig that was a nice fish. All right, guys, we switched spots. We went to this fishing pier over here. It's pretty big, as you can see. We got the weighted Texas rig on. Got that one bite over there and then maybe one follow, and that was it. Here's the lake we got. I think that's California over there, guys. This lake's pretty wide. Here's the London Bridge right here. And yeah, I know what you're thinking, the London Bridge, but this is the actual London Bridge. This is the original one that came from London, and some guy bought it from Arizona, and so it ended up here in Lake Havasu. It's a big, long bridge. Once we step foot on it, we could say we've stepped foot in England, technically. You guys, it looks like there's a big bass down there, or a carp. I can't really tell. Yeah, I think it's a carp. This is several hours later. We went and got some worms. Trying to switch to live bait. All right, guys, we went on a walk and I left, came back, and then I've got a fish on. Oh my gosh. That's a huge bluegill, guys. Oh my gosh. This is the biggest bluegill I've ever seen, I think. Look at that absolute slab of a bluegill, guys. That thing is freaking huge. What a giant fish. I was just about to give up and move down there. That is an insanely big bluegill, my guy. Holy crap. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna get a measurement on this guy, but this guy is absolutely insanely huge. Put this pole back in the water. I thought it was a bass. It was so big. I started reeling and I could see that. That is a big fish. That was a very big fish. All right, guys, look at this fish. That is, I'm so amazed right now. That's huge. Oh, and a big bass just came by. We're gonna let this guy go. Yes, let's freaking go. My first fish finally, and it's a massive one. You guys, that fight was absolutely insane. I thought it was a nice bass, but that's almost even better than what I could have asked for. That bluegill was probably, I didn't do any measurements, but that was probably a 13-inch bluegill. It was huge. Yeah, I just released that fish. The pictures didn't turn out exactly as I wanted them to because of the sun. It was way bigger in real life than it looked in the camera. That thing was totally fat. It was probably, it had to have been a pound. It was absolutely huge. Back home in Oregon, you don't see bluegill like that. And since I caught that fish after going on a walk, I'm gonna take a walk for a few minutes and then come back. Hopefully we'll have the same result. You guys can't see it, but I just took a walk over here. There is literally, there's a black shadow out there that has to be a 5 or 6 pound bass. That's nutty. So I might come over here if I stop catching fish over there, but we'll see what happens. You guys, we have another fish. Just kidding, it's a stick. I thought it was a fish. And at least we gave him a good release, the stick anyway. I thought it was a fish, but then I was like, it's a little dead weight, what the heck? And then so I turned my camera on and I started reeling. And it was a stick. Good fighting stick though. I give it like a 9 out of 10. Little room for improvement. All right, we went over to that spot where I saw that huge bass a little while ago. I just cast it out in the middle. It looks like a pretty juicy spot. We're gonna leave it there for a while. See that guy right there? Probably a 3-pounder. That's the same girl that was here yesterday. She just sits on that bed right there. Oh my gosh, that was a freaking huge carp. Did you guys see that? That was a massive carp. That was like 20 pounds. Just rolled out of the water like that. That was nuts. I've never seen that down here so far. There is an off chance that we could hook one of those carps with a worm. I saw one big one jump over where I was, right where I had the camera showing you guys that bass. There's another big fish that jumped over here, and there was another one that jumped way down there. I'm not sure what they all were, but I'm guessing they were all carp. No bites on this one so far, I don't think. All right, we moved over just a little bit. Huge fish jumped near where I cast it. I believe it was another carp. We're gonna leave it out there for 10 minutes. Oh my gosh. I didn't see that one, but the camera must have. That was big. Every time I move, they jump right where I have my line. Oh, I just saw another huge one jump down there. They must be spawning right now. I think that's what it is. When they spawn, they jump all over the place and go crazy. All right, guys, I'm getting a bite from something right here. I don't know what it is. Oh, the bluegill stole it. Another freaking big bluegill, guys. Only probably half as big as the other one, but still a big guy. We're gonna get him back in the water. There was another fish, one that I had never even seen before that I thought was biting it. That looked like a native species to this lake. I think is a rare fish or something. I'm not really sure. Nice, fish number 2, and it's a decent fish. I completely sight fished that bluegill and I didn't even realize it because I was trying to catch that other fish that was right next to that bass on the bed. The bluegill was the only thing that bit. I could see the bass circling around the bluegill trying to scare him off a bunch of times. I was thinking about throwing him on the hook and throwing him back out there for that bass, but he was too big. You can do that in Arizona, I believe. Every time I'm about to leave spots, I catch a fish. I'm gonna try and see if I can hook that mystery fish, whatever he was, back on that spot if he's still there. Guys, it looks like we have a fish. Oh, we do. Another bluegill. I was playing with my GoPro and I saw my pole just bend over. Look at this guy. Another good sized bluegill right there. We're gonna try and release him without killing him. That's still a nice fish though. Like back home, that would be a big one. Be nice if I had pliers with me, but I'm gonna have to cut the line. This is not only hurting him, but it's hurting me. Slicing through my fingers. All right, let's get this guy released for good. All right, last time, there he goes. Even though we only caught 3 bluegill, that was 3 more bluegill than we caught yesterday. And a lot of people, you know, laugh at bluegill, but those were actually pretty big bluegill compared to the ones we have at home. And that first one I caught was an absolute monster. I don't think I've ever seen a bluegill that big. I've seen bigger ones on YouTube, but for me, that was a big fish. That was definitely my biggest bluegill of all time by far. So we're gonna give it a few minutes. We're gonna wrap it up, go back to the hotel, get something to eat, and then we're probably gonna do some night fishing. Maybe change spots, try to catch some catfish or some stripers, or who knows what. The lesson you gotta learn from today, from watching this video, if you've still made it this far, is never give up, because there was a few times I was about to give up and I ended up catching a fish. That one time I ended up walking away, thought I was gonna leave, left my pole there just in case, and then I came back and I had a huge freaking bluegill on the end of my line. It's been worth it, all the grind. Kind of unfortunate that we haven't gotten into any bass yet, but the bass just will not eat anything, so I'll take a big bluegill any day of the week. Beautiful sunset for the image on the way out. Hopefully this isn't the end of the video, or if it is, hopefully we go night fishing and either get another video or get another piece add on to this video. Hope you guys have enjoyed the grind. Look at that. Beautiful lake. You guys should have seen the other side. I couldn't really get the view with all the trees in the way, but it was something else. That's more like it right there.